The reason I was Rahul, the reason I wanted to interview, of course, I have not officially interviewed ever, but the reason I said ki, we are talking about technology today, but I think you are probably someone who had the first digital radio recording studio in Bandra, correct? If I'm not
That's
wrong,
right.
can you talk about that audio file? I think it was called.
Yeah.
Can you talk about it? That can you talk about it? That is in the
No, you tell me what you want to talk about.
huh?
What do you want to talk about? Tell me that.
Generally about what happened then. How did you start that thing? Well, 90s, early 90s, with to think about
It
digital.
was no, it was in '87.
Acha, okay.
You know,
Ah,
but the thing is that I was always, I still am. I like to say abreast with technology because I believe that you can fight anything in the world, but you can't fight technology. World has to move on.
mm,
So at that time, I had read in these magazines. I used to get a whole lot of magazines.
mm,
These Sight and Sound and all the technical magazines.
mm, mm,
So I had read that about digital sound, which on reading and then I understood what it meant is that it's a tapeless sound studio. So that intrigued me, and then I read an article about this piece of equipment, which is called the audiophile,
mm,
which was a digital sound recorder
mm,
where you could record your sounds, you could take your effects, you could place them on the film.
mm,
And I knew the process of putting sounds and all. It was quite a tedious process.
mm,
So then I went to England
mm,
and I went to the to see the audiophile at their factory.
mm,
The factory was about place about I don't remember the name of the place, but about 40 miles from Manchester.
mhm,
So I went there, I saw the equipment,
mm,
and when I came back, then Chintu, I was talking to him,
mm, mm,
and Chintu also found it interesting.
mm,
So Chintu and me thought, we'll do it together.
mm.
And then we had other childhood friends also.
Naresh Malhotra.
Naresh Mehta came in later. There was first there was
Bittu Anand.
Bittu, Bittu Anand,
Ah,
and there was Raju Nanda. And,
mm,
we had actually, and Naresh Mehta there, we had formed a small company
mm,
called Consortium Films. We had done a couple of ad films.
mm,
And so then we decided we had some money lying in that company.
mm,
And so we thought we'll do it together.
mm,
And finally, we got the money through and we set this up. And it was a very revolutionary piece of equipment at that time. A lot of people who came to see it,
mhm,
firstly, could not understand
mm,
that if the sound is not being recorded on a tape,
mm,
where is it being recorded?
mm,
I have seen very prominent directors,
mm,
who came to the studio and who saw the machine,
mm.
and they kept walking around, looking around here and there. And I said, "Are you trying to find the
Tape.
tape?" And they said, "Yeah, where is it being recorded?" And so, one had to explain to them the whole thing, the concept of a digital
Mm,
recording.
mm,
And so that's how it started. And that's how it went ahead. But later on, we had to actually stop that thing. We had to close it down. The,
How many films, how many recordings did you all do in the on through
I,
that company?
I don't I don't remember.
Acha, acha. But any specific name that you want to say or talk about it?
We did the mix of henna over there. Then
Okay.
Dadu had done his entire film.
Mm, mm,
What is it called? I don't remember. He had done the entire film.
mm,
Salman's film, Salman and Ravina,
हाँ
which I did.
पत्थर के फूल और पत्थर.
Correct.
Hmm.
Correct.
Hmm.
That was done. There were lots of films done over there.
Yeah. But Rahul, you came from a school, a Raj Kapoor school of cinema, and then you made your own, matlab, your kind of cinema, you know. So, matlab, why did you? Matlab, I thought would see something. People say that's what people say. कि he came from Raj Kapoor school of cinema, but उन्होंने अपना खुद का एक सिनेमा बनाया और कितने कैरियर्स को लॉन्च किया.
See, I'll tell you one thing. Raj Kapoor was the biggest influence in my life. Okay, whatever I learned was only because I had the honor of working with him. You know, I think I was blessed. I was privileged. And everything, whatever I learned came from him. When you talk about my kind of cinema, you know, a lot of my cinema was actually inspired by Raj Kapoor. Now, if I get down to the specifics, you know, then you will start realizing, you know, things will fall into place of how things were inspired by him.
Yeah.
And the technique he used in his films, you know, the technical side of when he shot his films, I used a lot of those ideas. Of course, I adapted it to work with my kind of script I was doing. But basically, he was always there. In fact, the book I'm doing on Raj Kapoor, you know, I'm doing a book on him.
Okay.
Everyone has done a book on Raj Kapoor as the showman.
Yeah, Bunny Rubin and all.
I'm doing a book which is Raj Kapoor at work. You know, because I work with him, and you know, there's a lot about him which people don't know, and his technique also. And apart from that, what kind of a person he was at work. See, nobody knows that. I know that. And so I'm doing that book, and so it talks about Raj Kapoor as a person, about the studio, how he dealt with different situations. And
because you were...
Then he had eccentricities, he had obsessions, and it was all related to cinema. And then how my films, you know, then his whole technique of, you know, how he looked at a script, how he looked at acting, how he looked at a shot, how he shot films, how he looked at music. It goes into all these details. And then finally, it talks about specifically about Mera Joker, because that's where I started with him.
Yeah.
Then I worked with Dabu Saab in Kalaj Aur Kal.
Yeah.
Also. Then Love Story, which I made myself. And
you were part of Bobby also.
Yeah, part of Bobby. Bobby was in fact a film.
Yeah, you have seen Raj Kapoor, Mera Naam Joker, and Bobby. You know, when he was on a low, that film didn't do well, and then suddenly the real comeback of Raj Kapoor with a Bobby.
And also in the book, then I have you know, his influence on me.
Yeah.
On my films, you know, like on Betaab. Arjun.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Your influence on you.
Elaborate in the sense, you know, it's how certain scenes, certain things were done, and how the inspiration was, you know, had come from him. In fact, just the other day, you know, when I've got nothing to do, I still sit and see his old films, because you know that I think that's a learning curve, and I see lots of films, and I don't think you can stop learning. I see a lot of films of the new directors of today, because you get to learn what people are doing today. And I was seeing Sri 420, and when I was watching 420, there was a set on which he had shot that song, Pyaar Hua, Iqrar Hua. Raj Kapoor and Rishi. And in that, there's a shot where he walks down from a bridge. You know, I found that so amazing that when I saw that bridge, which he walks down from, the look of the bridge, the construction of the bridge, the way it was constructed and the way it looked and the background looked was exactly what I had got done in Arjun, where the Chhatri sequence and Satyajit gets killed. He falls off a bridge. That bridge was exactly what Raj had done in 420. I mean, it was like the same thing being cut and pasted here. So somewhere these influences were there in my mind.
And they were two completely contrast scenes. Your scene was completely.
In fact, I never thought when I was putting up the bridge, putting up the set, I never thought this was coming from 420. It's now when I saw the film just now again, I realized, hey God, this was the man's influence. So that's the kind of influence that man held over me. And, that I tried to into my films and brought them.
There's one thing you have said about he had control over his actors. What is the meaning of, you said some quote I've read of yours where you said Raj Kapoor had control over his actors. और जो आज के तारीख में मिसिंग लगता है क्या आपको? पर पहले तो speak about Raj Kapoor and then for today's time.
See, I'll tell you, when actor says or somebody says, you're a good director and performance ka kya hai, sir? You're there, I'm sure I'll be able to perform well. You're wrong, absolutely. A director is not a magician. He can't wave a wand and make you act. That basic thing has to be in you. All right? He can only help you in your performance. Because he's got a script. So he's got everything leading into that one script. He can help you in your performance so that it is going with the script. And for that, you need control. You need actors who are willing to listen to you. And you have to control them. I'm sorry, but in today's time, there's lots of actors who have actually taken over what a director should do.
Yeah.
It's really sad. But the director is one because, he's seen the entire film. And he's got to have control over the actor. But I always say the effort has to come from the actor. Because if the actor can't act, how can the director make him act? I can't take a whip and whip you and say act. But if I see that you have that germ in you,
But Rahul,
I also believe he believed in that to be a good actor, male, female actors, generic term, you need to be a good conversationalist, to be a good actor. And, when I made my films with newcomers, with lots of new people.
Lots of people. Yeah. How many people you interviewed?
So, these are all, there were lessons I learned from Raj. And somewhere I also started working on instinct. To me, to take an actor is the instinct. He never believed in that you're good looking or you're not good looking. That he said is always, he told me, he said, Beta, that is your problem. If an actor is good looking or not looking good, an actor will always tell you, I'm not looking nice. It is the director who wants you to look nice or doesn't want to look nice. It's his prerogative. So you have to think more about the performance. Because without a performance, you may be the best looking person in the world, but it is not going to work. So he believed in this thing, and I believe in him. In fact, looks is secondary.
Rahul, you were with him when Mera Naam Joker happened, and also when Bobby happened. But that time, people, you think as an AD, was Bobby a gamble for Raj Saab, or was it more of a gamble for him, or was it he had decided that this is the way forward?
See, he had decided he's going to do this film of young love. All right. before that, we had love stories with, with the older actors also playing
Mm.
teenage boys and playing college students and all that.
Mm.
But here's a film he wanted to do, which is truly about young love.
Mm.
And he was adamant on doing that.
Mm. Mm.
And as the films was falling into place and shoots were getting completed, and as we were seeing the rushes and the edits,
Mm.
You were gradually, believing in what he wanted.
Mm.
I always believed in what he wanted to do.
Mm.
He may be right, may be wrong, but
But you
the
never,
one
you
point.
never put your own opinion to him, or this is what I felt.
Oh, I used to say a lot to him. I mean, I was very thankful that I shared a great relationship with him, and I used to, I would say, what I felt was in my mind. You know me, I'm like that even now.
Yeah, that's the person that you
No,
are.
that's in my genes. I don't know from where, but
So what did you
it's
tell
there.
him when he was making Bobby?
When I'm making Bobby, the first thing I told him was that I didn't like the audition of Dimple. I mean, if Dimple is hearing this, he should scream at me. But being very honest, not me, most of the unit people did not like Dimple's
Mm.
audition.
Mm.
But he said, that he told me, he said, I wish you knew what was in this girl. If you knew that much, you would have been sitting as a director, not me. So you're an idiot. You don't know this.
Mm.
You're not seeing it.
Mm.
And I realized that, the audition is something very personal.
Mm.
It's his instinct. He spotted that thing out. That, see, like when I worked with Paresh Rawal,
Mm.
okay,
Mm.
he came to meet me on the set of Arjun
Mm.
at 11 in the morning.
Mm.
And first time I met him.
Mm.
And at 2 o'clock, I was shooting with him.
Mm.
Because my instinct told me, yes, this is the correct actor for the film.
Mm.
Even when I took Kajol's test,
Mm.
I took Kajol's audition,
Mm.
I was completely floored with that, with her, with how cool she was and how confident she was. And that's where it's happened. And, I think that's most important is for the actors. They have to understand one thing.
Mm.
I have male actors who will come to me and wannabe actors and will say that see my photographs and get these obscene looking photographs with 6 packs or 10 packs or 20 packs and their qualities they'll tell you is sir, I can ride a horse, I can do this, I can do that, and I'm very good at fights. The girls will come to you with the most odd photographs. एक तो ये फोटोग्राफर बहुत शौक है वो सीढ़ी पे पाँव पर रख के एक फोटो खिंचवाने का. And the girl will say, sir, I go to the gym every day, and I know how to swim, I know how to drive. Yeah, come on, listen. To the boys, you say you can ride. I'm not looking for a jockey.
You have thrown out actors. You have thrown out actors like Saif Ali Khan.
You see, Saif.
But today he's
Saif,
proven
yes.
to be a very good actor.
I know Saif I had taken because I found Saif, but it was irresponsibility at that time. I think he was a kid and he was irresponsible. But I never had any doubt about his capability as an actor. If I would have a doubt, I wouldn't have taken him.
But he was not taking himself seriously then.
He was not taking himself seriously. So that was the reason why. So these new actors, these boys and girls who come, I've yet to hear somebody say, sir, I'm a very good actor. I think I'm a very good actor. You think you're a good horse rider, then you become a jockey. Why do you want to become an actor? So that's the way it goes for acting.
But Rahul, you made so many. I don't know. I can count, but I don't know how many actors you've launched. How many Sunny been your favorite? But it's a very, I think it must have been asked hundred of times. But after the film was made, like Love Story, which actually launched, you launched so many careers. Love Story end में आपने credit नहीं था, but आज भी people know it is Rahul Rawail's film. Does that matter? मतलब नहीं है नाम credit में तो भी, but everybody knows it's a Rahul Rawail film. But how,
See,
what was going on in your mind when the film released?
see, that is something I have no regrets about.
Mm.
Yes, I did have regrets because see what happened in Love Story was after the film was totally complete, absolutely complete. Okay,
Mm.
I had some difference with the producer, so I said I don't want my name on the film. He never said take on him. I said I don't want my name on this film,
Mm-hmm.
and I I took my name off the film, and the film released, and it was exactly what I had made, excepting one scene in the very end that Bunty and Vijeta are getting married. So one of those stupid scenes, where they're getting married and the families come together. That's all. That was shot without me. So when the film released, of course, it became a huge hit.
Yeah.
And for me, the best moment of that was when Raj Kapoor came to my house in the middle of the night, and he had come from the premiere.
Mm.
He had come from the premiere,
Mm.
and he was outside, and he called me out, and I just went out, and he patted me on the back, and he said, "I just saw the film. Well done." And he went away. Now, for me, that was a great moment.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back inside, the bell rang again, and Damusa was there, and Panjam was there, and
Uh-huh.
they were all there, and they said, "Come on, here, you made a damn good film, and we should celebrate it." And the next day we had a party, right? And, so for me that was good, but then for some time I did not have any work after that, which had upset me because I had made one of the most successful films at that time. And I had no work at all. Till one day Dharamji's brother came and told me that Dharamji wants to meet you, and I went and met Dharamji. Dharamji said, "Would you like to direct a film? I'm going to make with Sunny." Now I was surprised. Why should you ask me would I like to direct a film? Of course I would. I had no other work. So that's how it went. I have no regrets about Love Story at all. No regrets at all.
You are talking because I'm so now Raj Kapoor है तो मेरे को बात ही करना है. But Raj Kapoor के तीनों children means all the three children who think that reflection of Raj Kapoor you saw in all one of the three children, Dabbu, Chintu or Chimpu.
No, they all, their father had big influence on all of them. They were influenced very much by the father.
Okay. And but was Raj Kapoor impulsive also, because instinctive he was, you said. But there are impulsive.
Not impulsive, he was instinctive.
Very instinctive.
He was not impulsive. Not impulsive. Okay. But yes, he would take rash decisions also. But behind that rashness, there was a logic.
Any example? Can you cite an example about the rash decision?
Yeah, it's very difficult to cite an example like this because when I'm doing the book, at that time I start remembering things.
And if it comes to your mind, you just tell me. Otherwise, okay.
And anyway, even what I know, then I'll leave it for the book. And why will people read my book and they'll see your interview?
Because you're talking about Raj Kapoor, I also got so intrigued. I want to know more.
Yeah, so you read the book on it.
Okay. So coming to Sunny Deol. Tell me about Sunny and your relationship in terms of work.
See, because I did the first film of his, and we became very friendly, and there was a comfort level which I developed. And so when we went into after Betaab, we went into Arjun. So though it was a character which was completely away from what Sunny's impression was at that time, but I definitely believe that Sunny was the right person for it, because that vulnerability which he has on his face, with that kind of macho image or not, but the vulnerability Sunny has in his face
Mm.
is unparalleled.
Mm.
I tell you, even today, he's got an extremely vulnerable face.
Mm.
And that's what happened. Then over the years, working together in so many films,
Mm.
we are more friendly than anything else. And so that's how it all came out.
But do you think Sunny should direct films, or Sunny should leave it for other directors to direct films?
See, that is personally, that's his decision.
Mm.
And, I'm nobody to comment on anyone
Mm.
on their work. So
Mm.
that's fine. He knows what he's doing. He's a sensible guy, not fools.
Mm-hmm. And Rahul, and another Anjam. There's one film that Anjam I need to speak about is Anjam was, I think that was probably the last, probably one of the last film of Shah Rukh where he played completely negative. After that, he turned to from anti-hero to a hero. So and tell me about the casting of Madhuri and Shah Rukh. I think it was the first time they were cast together.
Yeah, see, Madhuri was the person for whom, when I heard the story,
Mm.
it was Madhuri who was instrumental in the film, and we had cast her first. And
Mm-hmm.
then we needed an actor for the male lead.
Mm-hmm.
And my nephew, Rajat, was an assistant with Ramesh Suppi.
Mm.
And he told me in Rameshji's film, there's an actor called Shah Rukh Khan,
Mm.
who's very good. And
Mm.
so that's it. That's how I met Shah Rukh.
Mm.
And he appealed to me very much, and he looked like the right kind of person for the film. So that's how I took him in the film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how he came about into the film.
But I think Anjam did not really do that well at the box office.
Well, that's what people say, but for me as a producer, it did very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why people have the impression it may not have done that well that Shah Rukh's films did at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But it did well as a producer. It brought me a sizable profit after the release. So you know the industry is like
Yeah.
there's something they don't want to believe. So that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the ending of the film was changed earlier. There was a two ending film. Was the film had two
No,
endings?
no, 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 no. This
Was the
was the
end
end.
changed later? Was there a
No, never,
but it's
never
always the
ever.
same. Okay.
Always.
But there was something about the song. People, I think I read somewhere about "Badi Mushkil Hai."
Uh,
One song that was
yeah.
for Inder Kumar. Is it earlier?
No, no, not at all.
Okay. Okay. Because somewhere I read that Anand Bilin had
I,
some. The music composer has said
I'll
something like.
find.
Okay. So tell me about 2007 के बाद why no direction? Why you stopped directing films?
I, uh, I think one thing was that I made Buddha Mar Gaya.
Yeah.
I'm not disowning the film because I loved that film. I
Mm.
enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It was even now I get a lot of people who say we enjoyed the film. Maybe it went above the head. I missed it, so it must have been a bad film. Right? But somewhere I was very disappointed with the style of filmmaking because suddenly everything was dependent on an actor.
Yeah.
Actors were dictating what kind of story to make. They still are.
Mm.
What kind of story to make, who will direct the film, who will do what. Everything was the actor. So that put me off completely. And I sometimes fail to understand why people believe that this script is written by this actor, so the script must be very good. यार उसने खुद लिखी है. So what उसने लिखी है? तो वो अच्छी होगी क्या? No, this is he should be doing his work, which is acting. So I was disillusioned. That's why I decided not to make a film.
But if a good script comes along, or will you direct a film again?
Of course, I first need a producer.
Okay.
I need somebody to make a film with me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But you've not directed film for a long time, but you've been integral part of all kinds of committees, decision-making committees. Now you're actually advising the government, also working with the government also. Tell me
I'm
something.
not advising. I'm not advising the government at all.
No, you're
Uh,
working with the government right now. That you can
I'm
say.
working with the government. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying that which I'm doing.
Mm.
And, there's been a lot of knowledge I've gained by attending festivals,
Mm.
meeting up with people from all over the world,
Mm.
talking pure cinema.
Mm.
And I've learned a lot from Indian cinema. This concept that we talk about regional cinema,
Mm.
I think we're all stupid because there's no regional cinema.
Mm.
It's all Indian cinema. And believe me, Bharati, the kind of films I've seen,
Mm.
which are in languages apart from Hindi, you know,
Mm.
and apart from even the main South Indian languages,
Mm.
films are brilliant. We saw a film 2 years back,
Mm.
which was made in the Lakshadweep Islands
Mm.
and in a language which is spoken in Lakshadweep only. There must be barely, I think, there's 20,000 people in the
Yeah,
world who
20,000.
understand
Yeah,
that
yeah.
language. Yeah, but that film was brilliant. So the kind of talent we have in India
Mm.
is absolutely amazing.
So you think they should be encouraged more because pan India?
They should be encouraged pan India. See, year before last, when we had the national awards, I was on the committee at that time also.
Mm-hmm.
There was very few Hindi films which really made it
Mm.
for different categories. They didn't because they were not up to the standard of the other films.
Mm.
But this year, when I was chairing the National Film Award Committee,
Mm. Mm.
there were a significant number of Hindi films
Mm.
because they were very good. So we were judging films not because they were Hindi or English or or Tamil or Telugu.
Mm.
We were judging the film on what the entire film looks like, and so that's how it came about.
Mm. So you had made something for Esquire also, video film?
No, we had made something for Garware.
Garwai. Kurukshetra,
Garware.
no.
No,
Correct?
it was called not Kurukshetra. It was called Dharmyuddha.
नाम गलत हो गया मेरा. So, or the new normal that is happening now, actors will have to come to the set with small entourage. A lot of these caps on actors. What is your advice to the film industry?
Look,
What about the new normal? Actors actually be very reluctant to come to the set with a small entourage. People are asking for pay cut. All these things are being discussed. I don't know what the real final.
look, what is going to happen with this lockdown
Mm.
is going to lead to, this is my feeling, lead to a new order of filmmaking, right? You're going to have films which are feature films, because feature films is an experience you cannot replicate on TV,
Mm.
all right? And you're going to have films which are made specially for the OTTs.
Mm.
See, the problem is that you cannot say, I made this film for cinema. Oh, let me put it on the OTT.
Mm.
It won't work unless it's a different kind of film. It's a different kind of film. But if you have something like recently War was made
Mm.
for cinema,
Mm.
and War did tremendous business in cinema.
Mm. Mm.
But if War had been made for the OTT,
Mm.
it would not have done this kind of business.
Mm.
See, on the OTT or on a satellite channel,
Mm.
if you've seen the film on the theater and you've seen the enormous impact that's had, and then you watch it on television, you enjoy it.
Mm.
Now, coming back to actors with the entourage and all this, see, why are we blaming actors for the entourage? An actor needs a makeup man, an actor needs a hairdresser. They all need it. Okay, I agree that actors have, a little extra more than what they should be having, but then the producers are encouraging them.
Correct.
The producers don't have the guts to tell them, no, this will not do.
Mm-hmm.
And the actor's not stupid, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So the new norm will come, things will settle down, people have to finish their films. And these things I find very silly that, over the age of 65, you can't work.
Yeah, that one.
And that very silly. Then another thing I read was ridiculous. That when you have a family in a scene, you are encouraged to take your own family. Actually, what do
Yeah,
you mean own family? It's ridiculous.
absolute. Huh.
So all these things are actually going to put a curb on creativity. Which I don't know who's drafted this, but it's very strange, and I'd like to see how much of that will
Implement on
actually
ground.
be followed.
Rahul, your voice, your voice,
I can't. I can hear you now.
your
Yeah,
voice, huh?
I can hear you. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. I repeat that because that audio went.
I said that the actors, now you say that a family, take an actual family. I read this somewhere in the SOPs. How? What kind of? What are you talking about? It's stupid even mentioning that. See, I don't think anybody's mind has really gone into the whole thing.
I
And
don't think they've
but
got people into conflict. They're not in. I think they're not.
no, they must have. But then there must be influence of some people who are. I don't know. I don't want to really blame anybody, but things will sort out. I've been born in a family where my father was filmmaker, and after the last 67 years, I've been hearing that the industry is going to close down this year. It's never closed down, and nor is it going to close down. It is going to carry on. These changes will come, challenges will come,
Mm.
but you will find overlook it, and cinema will always be there. It will take different forms, different attitudes for people to make films. But cinema will always. And today we have a very good crop of actors, and today also people are willing to accept new people, which I think is a great thing to happen.
Yeah.
You're accepting new talent,
Mm.
and so that's a great thing. Like me, for one, if I make a film, when I make a film or
Mm.
I make a web series, which I'm very keen on making, I would love to work with newcomers.
Mm.
You know,
Your son
because
is with
there's
Ronnie Screwvala now, no?
pardon?
Your son has joined Ronnie Screwvala now. Has he joined Ronnie?
Yeah, yeah.
Bharat.
The elder son is with Ronnie Screwvala.
Mm.
The younger one is with the Ashraf.
And Rahul, जाते जाते, because I didn't want to talk about it, but RK Studios को लेके कुछ बोलो ना, because I used to go to RK, and then RK is no longer the studio that was, and your starting of your career. Someone, you want to say something about RK?
No, I don't want to say anything about it.
You miss, you feel.
Yeah, of course, that will always be there. But, and the reason why I think Damu Saab decided to sell the studio was that it was definitely something which was a white elephant for them. Because so that was not their fault at all. There is because the Chembur has now become a faraway suburb.
Yeah,
People don't want to go that far.
people don't want to go and shoot there
But
also.
but it's sad for people like me, who have their roots in RK.
Yeah, Padmini was telling me the same thing.
But life goes on.
Yeah. So looking forward to reading your book, Rahul.
Thank
And
you very much.
also मैं बेताब वाला scene की जो बात है, I will come back to you with the fact. Something there is
Anytime.
a scene which has a number of. I will check it out and I'll call you back because I
Yeah,
can't recall it right now.
yeah, let me know. We'll
And
do
it
it.
was great talking to you. I wanted to do an entire thing on you on Raj Kapoor, but then we went on to a different track now. Some
Yeah,
other
because
time.
Raj Kapoor, see, I've got my book coming here, so I don't want to,
Yeah,
you
that's the
know,
reason I didn't want to probe so much. I said, रहने देते हैं.
yeah.
And it was really, really nice talking to you. And thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks, Vachi.
Thanks. Take
Thanks.
care. Thanks, Rahul. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.